Hello, what is up? Happy Saturday. I'm trying to make like weekly vlog for school just because it's ending really soon and I want to capture as much of it as possible. My school holds these free workshops and I thought I'd take you guys along. This is the workshop that we're going to be going to today. I'm also hoping to buy one of their retinol products just because my skin needs all the help it can get. As you can see, I have acne. This side's covered just because I only started recording now, but I want to talk about like what it's like having acne in esthetician school. I used to dread having facials, practical, like especially if we have it very first thing in the morning, just because like I have to walk around like with all my acne out and about. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just bring my makeup with me at school, but I choose not to. There are people out there that have or that enroll in esthetician school to help themselves, you know, solve their acne issues and skin problems, but there's also people that have never gotten like acne in their entire lives and just like I look like a freak of nature that they've seen for the very first time. Sometimes when I wipe like my makeup off and my classmates see me for the very first time, they kind of give me like a pity look. It's kind of like having acne in esthetician school, like I'm using it as a learning experience because it's a learning experience for me, and also it's a learning experience for my classmates because in the real world there are dozens of cases of fucking acne and they vary in severity too, so they're gonna experience this sooner or later. Or I guess a perk about having acne in esthetician school is that you get to use all of different kinds of machines, like high frequency. Oh my god, high frequency is the bomb. High frequency has germicidal effects, and that is key when you have acne because literally I would get my partner to high frequency in my whole face and the next day like my pustules and papules like shrink in size. My mom walked in on me and I had to stop recording. So going back to what I said, if you have acne, bye mom! There aren't really too many downsides about having acne and going into esthetician school. This light is like washing me out. Okay, there we go. If anything, I feel like it's teaching me a lesson. Like I feel like I'm so reliant on makeup that without it I feel naked and exposed, and I feel like it's just time that I maybe opt for more foundation free. We'll see how that goes, but today should be really exciting and I'm really scared at the same time because this is the first time that I'm going to be stepping out of my comfort zone because normally I wouldn't really sign up for classes like these. It is several weeks later, and as I'm editing this video, I found that I never really closed it off, so I hope you don't mind this whole setup. The workshop went better than expected. It was really fun and informative. He went through the different products that the brand carried. He went over like hyaluronic acids, the different oils they had, the retinoids, the lactic acid, salicylic acid. He broke down like every ingredient and described like what their function was, and he also went into detail like which skin types each product would be best suited for and why. And I ended up getting a few products. I purchased a lactic acid. I have one in 5% and the other in 10%. I also have two of the retinols, one in 0.5% and the other in 0.2, and these are both in squalene. At the end of the class, it was encouraged that you go to him for like skincare advice on how to solve your issues. So he said that start really gentle and see how my skin reacts to the lactic acid first, and then slowly work my way up. Overall, I would highly recommend you to attend these classes. They're free and you really have nothing to lose. Not only will you learn about like different products, different brands, but it's also a chance to network and socialize with people in that industry, so I think that's a really nice bonus. Before I end the video, I also want to share some tips on how to make your acne more manageable in school. These are things that I wish I kind of knew going into esthetician school. So the first tip is to keep your skincare routine minimal. In school, your skin is going to be exposed to a number of different procedures, products, and your skin will freak out if it's sensitive and acne prone like mine. The severity of my acne has gotten so much worse over the course of this school year, but that's just because were stimulating my skin so much. The last thing you want to do is overwhelm and even compromise your skin barrier, so it's really best to keep your skincare routine to the bare minimum. Next, I can't stress this one enough, learn how to properly clean and store your tools and implements, because your future self will love you. Not only are you using these tools on yourself, but you're also actually using them on clients. For towels, especially facial towels, I like to wash them in the hottest setting, and then once they're in the dryer, I skip on like the fabric softener, also dryer sheets, just because I don't know how my skin is going to react to them. And then once they're fully dry, I like to keep them in a separate bag just to ensure that they're really clean before they touch my face. Next, this isn't really like to give hate or discriminate against people, but be intentional and careful when choosing partners. Personally, for me, I choose my partners based off of like if they have acne or have dealt with acne in the past, or if they are knowledgeable about that, just because I don't really want anyone aggravating my skin and making it worse than it already is. At the end of the day, like, this is still school and people still have to learn. So when I'm unable to pair up with someone I trust, the person that I'm paired up with, I tell them exactly what I want done to my face and why it has to be like that, because at the end of the day, like, it is me that has to deal with the aftermath that they have caused. I don't really care if I come off as annoying, just because I know that I'm doing what's best for me and my skin. And then lastly, I just want to take this time out and say that it is normal to have acne. Acne will come and go. The severity will change every now and then, so don't base your self-worth or your value on your skin. This is something really hard for me to internalize, but usually when I start to get insecure, I start to shift that focus on like what I can give to others instead. I heard from a podcast that if you do something nice for someone, that sort of shifts your mentality and forces you to get out of your own head. So that's been really helpful. For the most part, my experience with dealing with acne in esthetician school has been positive. If anything, I think it's just like a me problem. Like, no one really gives me shit about it, and it's just something that I have to work within myself to gain that self-confidence. The first time that we did have facials, it was so weird because like I felt really comforted and really reassured by one of my instructors, as everyone sort of saw what I looked like underneath my makeup for the very first time. She held me like in a really comforting way. She placed her hand like here, and she told me that like I was in the right industry and like going to school will really help me and serve me well in the long run. So I thought that was really nice. She even went out of her way to check up on me every single now and then if my partner was like using the wrong technique, because if you use the wrong massage on acneic skin, you can actually stimulate it too much, causing new breakouts. So when my partner was doing something she wasn't supposed to do, she like was quick to correct that, and I don't know, I just feel so taken care of, and I just felt like I was in really good hands. I think it's almost a given that you're bound to deal with breakouts and acne in esthetician school. My classmates that didn't really have problematic skin, like they got a few breakouts here and then, so like it's inevitable. For dealing with acne, and this topic in general is very near and dear to my heart. I think it's been about like a decade since I've been dealing with acne, and I guess like the biggest lesson I can learn from it is don't let it dictate your life. Just because you have like a few imperfections, that doesn't mean it has to define you. Acne is completely irrelevant compared to what you have to offer and have to give to this world, and that's something that I wish I really fully internalized. But nonetheless, if you found this video helpful or informative in any way, please help me out by pressing the like button and consider subscribing. Thanks again for spending this very intimate moment with me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.